The Spinoff Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Looking for a pickup truck to get just about anything done? Look no further. The Chevy Silverado EV isn't just the most powerful Silverado ever, with next-level towing capability and technology. It also offers game-changing versatility with the available multi-flex midgate and tailgate, which means Silverado EV helps you carry large, bulky, and oddly shaped items up to nearly 11 feet in length. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Visit Chevrolet.com to learn more.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kan du norsk?
If you've heard that sound from Babbel before, I bet you do. Babbel is the science-backed language learning app that actually works. With quick 10-minute lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts, Babbel gets you on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. With over 16 million subscriptions sold and a 20-day money-back guarantee, just start speaking another language with Babbel. Right now, up to 55% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/Spotify podcast. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify podcast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Kia ora, I'm Mad Chapman, host of Behind the Story. We're on holiday at the moment, but here's something we cooked up earlier. This is a special live recording of our Auckland Year in Review show from December, hosted by Anna Rawhiti-Connell, with special guests Emma Wehipeihana and Hayden Donnell. The trio look back at the year that was, both bleak and bleaker, and give us their winners and losers and predictions for 2025.
Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai, haere mai. Welcome to the Year in Review, live from Q Theatre. Please welcome to the stage your host for this evening, senior writer and head of audience at the Spinoff, Anna Rawhiti-Connell.
Hi, welcome to the Year in Review. Depending on your age and taste, my entrance music was either an absolute banger from Billy Joel, or my Spotify Wrapped genre of Piano Man dad bodcore means I have more in common with the Prime Minister than I realised. It's been a lifelong fantasy of mine to review the year in song set to We Didn't Start the Fire. I honestly can't believe I might have a shot at following in Fall Out Boy's shoes, who did that just last year. And that you get to join me. Treaty grounds and water fights, autumn breaking water pipes. Okay, so in Wellington, people were disappointed that that wasn't going on for the full hour. Auckland, you've really come through for me. A polite but muted response. It's been another year that makes you think, surely this must be the last year like this. Tonight, we're going to recap it with the kind of chaos magic our producer and community manager Ben Fagan described today as possessing a everyone has given up quality. My knowledge of the year cuts off in April 2024 when I stopped writing the Spinoff's morning newsletter, The Bulletin, and started counting down the days until it's legal to start playing Christmas music. I made that joke in Wellington on November the 13th, and it went down as well as the new Auckland FC football team beating the Wellington Phoenix last week. Rest assured, that will be the only sports joke until we get to the Olympics. Luckily for you, most particularly, and me, I have two absolutely perfect guests tonight. When asked to do this, one of them texted back, bro, and a crying laughing emoji. And the other replied, I honestly don't remember anything that has happened. They both described themselves backstage as very seasoned, however. Welcome to the stage, Emma Wehipeihana.
They not like us, they not like us, they not like us. They not like us, they not like us, They not like us.
And Hayden Donnell. Great entrance music, both of you.
I wrote that one.
Kia ora.
Welcome. How are you tonight?
I'm excited to learn what happened this year.
Really good.
Great. Well, we will all lean on each
It
other
wasn't a
and
joke, that was...
remind each other and the audience
I said
tonight
you should put it on your lap.
what happened. Hayden's paranoid about having his phone to remind him about what has happened this year.
I was the one that replied, I don't remember what has happened.
Yeah. So, yeah. We'll give you a break, Hayden. It's all right. We've gone into bands, but I think it might be useful if you introduce yourselves to the, 1.5 people in the room who don't know who both of you are.
Kia ora te whānau, he uri ahau no Ngāti Tūkorihe, Ngāti Porou Hoki, ko Emma Wehipeihana tōku ingoa. I'm Emma. I'm Anna's friend. I bought the entire front row as a support for the Spinoff gesture, and then I'm now here, which was unexpected.
Kia ora everyone, I'm Hayden. I'm actually better friends with Anna than Emma is. If anything, you'd have to say, right? Like you would say that, and I'm also a doctor. I've saved a lot of people, and I know a lot of stuff about medical stuff. Mm-hmm. And in my spare time, I do write. I write for the Spinoff a little bit about, kiwi onion dip. Kiwi onion dip.
Oh, yeah.
Kiwi onion dip.
Yeah, and beetroot poos.
Beetroot poos. If you eat beetroot and your poo is all red...
Yeah.
I said that the wrong way around. If your poo is all red, don't panic straight away. Think, have I eaten beetroot?
Yeah.
If yes, then you're probably okay. If no, then, yeah.
Quality.
Also, bleeding from the bottom is a potential sign of colon cancer, so please get that checked out.
Okay, right. This is going to be magical,
See,
guys.
medical disagreement here, actually, already, between the doctors.
I was going to force you all, both, to wear festive headgear. I wear this voluntarily around the office, at home, when I'm out driving, at the supermarket. But you, Hayden, admittedly that is borrowed, that's from me, that stuff, but you were very, very happy to do it. In fact, you would have worn the Jingle Bells collar I bought that belongs to my dogs had it not been a live podcast recording.
I was really keen, but I'm besides being incredibly positive and festive, I'm also a professional, so I didn't want to get bells in the podcast recording, but just if you could imagine some little sleigh belly sort of sounds when I talk, that would be amazing. Yes, I've enthusiastically embraced the assignment.
Emma, can you tell me about your festive headwear?
Yeah, so look, this is a 3-stage process. Initially, I was quite triggered when you put a hat on me in the advertisement for this, because as you know, there's not been a hat ever made that suits my head, so that was quite challenging for me. And then I went to look sharp, and I had 3 minutes to pick something, and I just felt that the elf or the reindeer were not mana enhancing. And then I actually don't celebrate Christmas. So we do a little sort of pagan summer solstice thing, a little sprinkling of the Antichrist. So I thought maybe something devilish, and then obviously got sidetracked by Maleficent. So these are the consequences of those decisions.
This is gonna play amazingly on a podcast.
Yeah. Do you want to do the audio description? You said you were going to do that.
Well, no, we needed to describe Anna's outfit, because we initially thought that it was the rust-coloured dried blood of her enemies, but then Hayden pointed out that her enemies don't have enough time for their blood to dry.
Yeah. Well, you were already off by that stage.
Yeah.
But it is rust, and you are an amazing demon.
Thank you.
Emma has demon horns on. I'm not sure what I've got on.
Hayden is wearing, for those who will be listening to this in the future, he is wearing a headband with green and red baubles on it, and a pair of aviator glasses that also have reindeer horns and faintly light up.
It's giving Jeffrey Dahmer, to be honest.
Okay.
There we go. We've also got some cookies here on stage that were made by Spinoff staff today with your names on them, because we are as wholesomely woke as replies to our X account kindly say we are. There's a Dr. Emma and a Hayden. You can enjoy them after the show.
Cookie's woke now.
Well, I think making them at work with your colleagues. Yeah.
No, that's, if anything, that's 1950s. That's where they want to go
All
back
right,
to.
okay. So
I made some...
Great.
Okay.
I love an argument back. Getting into it, because we are here indeed to either teach you about what happened this year or, pretend that you're qualified to talk about it. Some people say we live in a vibes-based world with vibes-based politics and a vibes-based economy and most definitely vibes-based culture. Just very quickly, Emma, at this time last year, thinking about how you felt about where the state of the country's politics and economy was, did you think the overall vibe of this year would be better or worse?
No, I stopped thinking things would get better in about 2020.
Yeah, I'm not a sucker like that. Next year will be better. What? Why? Because some arbitrary date flipped over on a calendar? We're in the slow degradation of everything that we know and love. The world is dying. The economy is slowly poisoning us all and squeezing us like in a vice. And you think because it flicked over from December 31 to January 1, it's going to be better? Fools! 2016, all the celebrities died. It can't get worse than this. David Bowie, coronavirus. It always gets worse.
96, Tupac. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's someone did the figures and it was the year 536 was the worst year to be alive.
Did you do those figures?
And then I think 2020 was second.
Fair. After that impassioned speech from Hayden, I'm going to take it to the crowd. If you thought that this year was better than last year, cheer now. Oh my God. There were at least a handful of people in Wellington who had a degree of optimism. All right, well, just for the sound effect, if you think this year was in fact worse than last year, cheer. Okay, great. Good to get a read of where we're all at right now. Okay, so we are going to take a bit of a trek back through the year, fulfilling the promise that we made that you would leave here with at least some semblance of memory about what happened. So if we go back, looking at sort of January, February and March in the political sphere, we had Golriz Garanam leaving Parliament after shoplifting charges. Called by the late Kingi Tuheitia, a huia moto took place at Turanga Waiwai, and a new coalition government and all their staffers got their feet under the desk. Waitangi was huge. Efeso Collins tragically died too young. Wellington found itself pronounced dead, embattled, and locked in a battle between what our Wellington editor Joel McManus called the Old Town and the New Town. Wayne Brown upped the ante on raging against council-controlled organisations, with sights set particularly on AT. The Prime Minister gaffed his way in and out of whether he was entitled to a housing allowance, and Winston. So I want to ask, how much do you think the hui and what happened at Waitangi set the tone for the year?
You're looking at me because I'm the Māori.
No, I'm looking at you because you're to my left. My first left.
Why don't you look at me? I don't know why I'm trying to insert myself here. I
don't remember that. Can we talk about the hikoi? That's more recent, or is that coming up later?
No, well, that's because we're doing this semi-chronologically, Emma. That is sort of towards the end of the year.
I know, but that was 84 years ago.
All right, just say I think it set the tone for the year or something. Just
sure.
Because it kind of did set the tone, because then you had the hikoi, which was later.
Much late, like months later.
Yeah, but it was
precipitated
it was
by
vibing along, and then
great. Yeah, set the tone for the year to come.
Yeah, honestly, you just got to get out of here unscathed. You just got to go with it.
I'm not going to direct this at any specific person, but I might go to the other side of the couch. How well do you think the Greens have navigated a very difficult year, and will it hurt them in the medium term?
Well, it's really difficult to navigate two of your MPs like shoplifting or allegedly committing immigration sort of offences. So, I mean, they did very... I mean, if I had a little bit of a critique for the Greens, it's like, why did it take 45,000 years? I know this is all happening this year, but they have had so many meetings about Darlene Tana. I don't even know... I can't even imagine. I mean, they say it's a democratic process here. I don't know. There must be some way of exorcising your demons a little bit quicker than that. But I don't mean to say that she's a demon. I just mean that politically she is. So, yeah, I mean, they've done pretty well considering. Like, they're still on 10%. For a while there, they were going up while things were at their worst. So that's kind of unexpected. It just goes to show that politics, who knows what the heck's going on, honestly? No one even knows. It's totally weird. No one... Why? Oh, there's a scandal. They're going to go down. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just brazen it out and be happy at the end of it. Actually, maybe the scandal will be over and then they'll start going down the polls. Like now, who knows? It's all completely conjecture. The voters are strange.
And that's it tonight, folks. David Seymour will assume the position of Deputy Prime Minister from the 31st of May 2025, replacing Winston Peters. Give a score of 1 to 10 on how Peters has done as Deputy Prime Minister and tell me why.
I don't like playing the 1 to 10 game, but...
Have you got another rating scale you'd like to use?
No, the point being that Peters has done what he always does, with the exception of the racing ban that inconveniently came out, today? Or yesterday? Since I started paying attention to what was happening. But he's done what he always does, which is say a whole lot in an election and then do fuck all once he's there.
I don't think I can't do a grade because I'll get fired. So can you maybe give him a 5 or something?
Let's have a 5.
Yeah, because he's done...
Like, not much, but, like, he's not caused, like, whatever.
He's been overseas doing some nice speeches
Loves
to the
going
UN and
overseas.
stuff. Like, he's actually quite good as a... There's 2 Winston Peters, and then he's back home doing quite sort of odd campaigns against trans people, which is... And there's 2 Winston Peters at once.
Yeah.
It's quite... He's a dichotomy. Maybe just put him in the middle there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame that one Winston Peters can't get a run at Deputy PM, then another Winston Peters could get a run at Deputy PM.
And that's a consensus 5.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you get you get one of the UN guy.
One or the other, you know what you're getting. All right, moving on into the year, we had public service cuts, action plans, prison bed funding flubs, Pharmac funding promised, the absolute horror of what was revealed in the Royal Commission into Abuse in State Care, and benefit crackdowns. Thoughts on this year's top political performers? Who do you think has performed well this year, Hayden?
Wayne Brown? I don't know. You have to say that Darlene Tana's done pretty well. Because
why?
Honestly, if you can just sort of hang out for 6 months and get like $150,000 a year, you got to do it. That's brilliant. That's a great. Anna Rawhiti-Connell. She's got an international recognition. Also, the Māori Party shooting up in the polls. Simeon Brown and anyone who's ever been connected to a road. Huge winners this year. Everything else in this country is absolutely getting flushed, squeezed like in an ogre's paw. I don't know what I just said, but if you're a road, it's amazing. Dunedin Hospital, fuck 'em. But you put a tunnel under Wellington, holy crap. We're there for that. It's amazing. It's a real winning year and Chloe Swarbrick did pretty well. Considering it's been the worst possible demonic, evil political year, she's sort of kind of come out of it. only threatening to resign in 2026, as opposed to just like going into the wilderness immediately and never returning. So yeah.
Okay, great. What was the question?
Who did well this year?
Top political performers
Are we
this
doing
year.
losers as well?
Emma, yeah, we'll get to the losers.
Right,
yeah.
Okay. So I did look at this, and so 2 winners, Seymour and Hanara Maipi Clark. So Seymour gets the award for winning at all costs, and she gets the award for winning with integrity.
All right, who do you think has not done so well throughout an action-packed year?
I've got one. Todd Stevenson, ex-spokesperson for the arts, who couldn't name a New Zealand author.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I'd say you. If I was asked, I'd be like,
You'd be like, yeah.
Hayden, can you name a New Zealand book that you've read recently?
Done well. I think this fairy thing for Nicola Willis is it doesn't look great. The fairies, why isn't there any fairies? There's not going to be any fairies till 2029. That's so long until fairies, and we had some fairies on the way. Why don't we have any fairies? Come on, man.
To clarify, you're talking about the Cook Strait Ferry, right?
Yeah, the Inter-Islander,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, not the Waiheke one, Emma, it's all right.
No, it's fine.
Paul Chris Luxon got described as struggling by his Deputy Prime Minister, which is that's rough, honestly. Julianne Genter, like, this has got to be the worst ever year for her. Like, if she sees another road announcement, I feel like that might be it.
Do you just want to remind people about what happened with Julianne Genter this year?
She also did sort of like cross the floor, like brandishing a document at Matt Ducey, who exists. And I mean, that's not good behaviour, but also something that I would absolutely do if I was in Parliament. And I just feel like she might just have an aneurysm. Like, this is if you're doing one policy position.
Not a doctor.
Is it not?
No, that's quite
That's not
serious.
a sign of it.
No,
You
no.
don't have an aneurysm about stress roads?
Well, you could, but like not the crossing the floor thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, just check it out, though. While you're looking at your poos and stuff. Yeah, I feel like she's had that's got to be a bad year. Transport portfolio on the Greens is a tough one.
Emma, what about you? Who has not done so well
I've had no
politically?
loser. Todd Stevenson.
Oh, Todd Stevenson, just
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Fuck him, you know? And they're fucking defunding the arts. Like, fucking hell.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah. We're going to zone in a little bit to this city. It'll be interesting to see how many people care about that, just in contrast to the deep passion that there is in Wellington about every single Wellington thing. So I want to start, Hayden, with the incorrectly termed second harbour bridge crossing, because actually everybody forgets that there is one at Upper Harbour. That is the second harbour bridge crossing, right?
Yet more North Shore erasure.
Now, this is happening too often, and Hayden and I are going to, I think 2025,
2025, we're going to write that article.
we're going to hold space for the North Shore.
I'm holding space for the North Shore right now, and we are going to defend it against you fools and idiots who think, oh no, it's so far away because there's a bridge. It's not far. It's closer than Mount Roskill.
So this might not have been the most predictable thing about local politics in Auckland, which was Hayden Donnell. I don't know, like, are you agreeing with this? Are you sort of just rolling over and dying around the idea of a harbour bridge crossing that you, as you described, went between my house and Toby Manhire's house?
And I do believe it would actually have to bowl Toby Manhire's beautiful bungalow. And I'm just so excited for that. So, what was Ben's word on this year? It has a giving up vibe, right?
Giving up vibe, yeah.
I think that's perfect.
That's your vibe
That is
about...
so the vibe of everyone else and also me. And I think the third harbour crossing debate has been going for maybe millennia now. Like, they were debating it in ancient Sparta. And we've gone through 85,000 business cases, each costing $1 million. PricewaterhouseCoopers is rolling in it. No one is actually getting a bridge or a tunnel. It's ridiculous. Wayne Brown's weird bridge? Whatever. If we can get out of this without spending $45 billion, which is actually not, I thought I was making that figure up as a ridiculous, that's actually what Labour's plan would cost. If we can get out of this without spending that much, and we have to just have a weird bridge between your house and Toby Manhire's house, then just do it. Honestly, a bridge is better than a tunnel and just about anything. And not doing anything and actually allowing walking and cycling and doing other congestion easing measures such as improving public transport over the Harbour Bridge is the best thing. So, look, I've given up. Wayne, you're right. Let's do it.
Maybe that was the most predictable thing about Auckland local politics this year, was Hayden becoming a Waniac?
Waniac is an amazing term for it, and he should take that into the election next year.
Is there anything else this year about local politics or
She thinks I've got nothing.
city matters
No, what do you have?
in Auckland that was very predictable?
I just thought I'd choose this time to introduce the concept of enshittification. So my boss who's here tonight sent me a link to a Guardian piece. That was the word of the year. It's been enshittified. And I think we could put that up there with the vibe of
Wasn't that
giving
last year's word of the
Are
year?
you fucking kidding me? Stuart. But no, I don't go to the shore, so whatever. But the biggest issue in Auckland remains the inequitable distribution of the determinants of health, and that includes access to public transport, green spaces, employment, healthcare, etc. And it's on purpose, and it's fucked, and we know about it, and we're not doing anything about it.
That goes at all levels of local government as well. It goes right down to I cannot talk to you guys about zoning, but it's zoning.
Yeah.
We do not allow houses in Ponsonby or Grey Lynn or Parnell or any of these rich suburbs that are directly next to the city centre that really should have houses. But if you try to do it, then you'll get a whole bunch of well-to-do councillors getting very up in arms about it. But if you say that you're going to build high-rises in Manukau or Henderson, then they'll just be like, oh yeah, sweet, who cares? There's no built environment that's worth preserving there.
Yeah, so our democratic processes, though, are entirely skewed towards people that can engage with them. So that's like every aspect of local government and national. So, we can do education campaigns to get people to engage, but you're like, actually, it's entirely set up to privilege people that are wealthy and live in those wealthy suburbs. So they're not democratic in any way.
No, and yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can read my feature for Metro about this issue.
I'm good, eh?
We'll send you a reading list.
I don't like this New Zealand author.
Can't name that guy. What has been one of the most surprising things about Auckland this year?
Eden Park allowing concerts.
Yeah.
I thought that they would have to,
Wait till Helen Clark was
Helen
dead.
Clark
Yeah.
would stop, chained herself to the entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She must be not here, eh?
There's something going on.
Yeah.
She's distracted because they snuck that one in. Yeah. Now that Eden Park's allowing concerts.
Yeah.
What's next? That's my surprise.
I had sad surprises. Like Efesa or Nikki. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to bring the tone down.
Yeah,
but,
both of them.
Fucking good people. Yeah.
Maybe less surprising and sort of more shocking and untimely.
Yeah, surprise
Yeah.
probably the wrong tone.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hayden, you've sort of really preempted this, to be honest, and so maybe just do a straight yes or no. But do you think it is possible to be optimistic about transport in this country?
You really should see it
You've
from
done
my
it.
angle.
You
with
did it this year.
The glasses blinking.
You sounded so disappointed in me. I'm going to say yes. Not in the near term, obviously. You got the CRL opening in a year or so. You got Auckland's public transport, if you're taking it lately, is not actually that bad. The bus system, buses are cool. There's a vague sense of progress, like some places. I totally think that you can be optimistic while not being an idiot. Of course it's going to be really bad. For real, no, we're spending so many $1 billion tunnelling under Wellington for no reason, just so that like they can get to the airport faster to get out of there. So I mean, let's temper it, but yeah, sure.
Okay,
There's good things happening. There's good things happening.
Yeah, that might be the most surprising thing about Auckland for me this year. Having read your entire canon around transport.
I just like complaining.
That's true, yeah.
Complaining does really well as well.
That's not apparent.
Click way.
At all.
Yes. Yeah, we know.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spinoff Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Casey Costello and her independent advice.
Where did it come from? She doesn't know.
Sometimes advice just appears.
And then you act on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like me when I believed in God. I was like, I'm getting messages, but it was just my hind brain.
Yeah.
In this case, it was...
In this case, it was, tobacco lobbyists.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Emma, you're a doctor, as we've
I'm an actual
discussed.
doctor.
You're an actual doctor. Hayden is not, despite his great advice about beetroot. How's your Wairoa right now as a doctor?
I mean, the enshittification, even if it was like a 2023 word, I'm really fucked off about that, by the way, because I thought it was new.
I'm not going to tell you the true story behind that word, but
Hey,
decades.
Google.
Anyway, carry on.
When was enshittification word of the year? Not institution. Oh, fucking thing.
No, you have to do it. We have to play this out.
Well, it's institution.
Not great. Everything is fucked, and the government doesn't care, and they're actively making it worse. So that's where we're at. Yeah. Shall I continue? I mean, the main thing for me is that I think there's a lack of... So there's a lot of... I worry about, first of all, the workforce and our patients. So patients, for obvious reasons, underfunding, fucking under-resourcing, blah, 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 obvious outcomes. And the fact that we no longer talk about ethnicity as a determinant of health, which it fucking is. And how many times do you need to research that and provide the evidence and then have it ignored. But the workforce mainly I'm kind of more personally worried about because as you grow up as a doctor, you have junior doctors and you have students coming through and you're like, what the fuck kind of job are we bringing you into? And lots of them are leaving and that's kind of good on them. Like, imagine doing this in your 20s. Like, at least I waited until I'd lived a little. And then seems to be no, in any of the communications from Te Whatuora, that we're not allowed to call it that anymore, right? So whatever it is now, is about recruitment. So we'll recruit more, we'll get some more med students, we'll do whatever, but there's nothing about retaining our existing workforce. And so that goes right from med students through to junior doctors, through to trainees, and then people that we're fully trained and send off on fellowship and then can't offer jobs when they come back. So it just doesn't make any sense to me that we're not actually actively looking to retain a group of people that taxpayers, everyone here, has invested in training. So that is what annoys me most. at the moment.
Yeah, and look, I ask you that not just because you are a doctor, but looking back through some polling around what people are worried about. I think there was a latest round of polling this week where health had jumped ahead of law and order. And I guess I ask you about health because I wondered just how much of an issue it's going to be next year in terms of just how much of a state of crisis it is in.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard, isn't it? Because we've been talking about crisis ever since COVID, and then it kind of becomes background noise, but like it really is, and it's really not getting any better and making us find money in our already deficient budgets isn't the way out of it. I think Shane's done very little with the portfolio. I don't think Luxon has a good grip on what the needs of our population in terms of health are, and there doesn't seem to be any real challenge towards, they can't even talk about priority populations or anything like that, and when they're sending, documents through to the ministry. And so this is like bundling in a whole bunch of stuff together, and I think that's the difficulty when you talk about health, because health's very easy, like as journalists, to write about, because you pick an issue, there's a cancer drug or there's a this or that, but to actually cover it as the behemoth that it is, and it touches all of us in a really clear and convincing way to make people give a shit and act, is really hard. Like the Dunedin Hospital thing is probably one of the few recent examples where it felt like the entire country felt that and got behind Dunedin and fuck this. Yeah.
Thanks, great
It's
summary
great.
of
It's hugely optimistic.
bad situation.
Yeah, before I was aware that the losers section was just going to be political. I did have anyone in the medical profession.
Thanks.
You guys
Yeah.
have
I think that's in solidarity,
fucked,
though,
yeah.
right?
I don't know. Like, I'm feeling a bit of aggression now.
It is not. It's just professional competition.
Yeah. That's
From
fine.
the journalists.
Game meets game. Yeah.
It's not. It's really at the point where it is starting to impact people directly in terms of their lives, not just like sick people. I mean, you're turning up to Dargaville's hospital and there's no doctor there, and you have to talk about your cardiac arrest over, telehealth, and you can't book a GP appointment for 4 weeks. It's sort of at this crisis point now. It seems to be like relatively arbitrary budgetary restrictions that mean that we cannot really invest in it to the extent that it saves.
No, and it's all fucking stupid as well, because when they got rid of the DHBs, they, effectively wiped the slate clean. And so the DHBs that had overspent then looked like they were in the black, and the ones that had stayed within their budget then didn't have any benefits. So it was kind of, these are all really stupid short-term arbitrary decisions when health is something like education that needs a long time to invest in to have any meaningful impact.
We're going to pivot.
Okay.
And, I mean, it's no less serious, but we have to talk about this because this was the most viewed article on the Spinoff this year. Months of investigative journalism went into it. So I'm just going to do a quick quiz with you about foods being woke or non-woke. So, both of you, quick fire. Beans baked, woke or non-woke?
Not woke.
Wait, quickfire, are we in competition?
Always.
Okay, I don't think baked beans are woke.
There's no buzzers. You're not in competition.
Okay, we're not woke.
Okay, not woke. Correct. Beans non-baked.
Woke.
Woke?
Yeah, great. Lamb.
Non-woke.
Oh, well, I guess it's not woke because
It's the meat.
it's red meat.
Okay.
It's not woke.
Quinoa pronounced quinoa.
Yeah, woke.
Quinoa pronounced quinoa.
Not woke.
Still woke.
Yeah, somehow less so was the note. To the audience now. Pizza spaghetti topped.
You're being a
Woke.
contrarian.
All right. That was judged non-woke by the official Spinoff panel. Pizza other. Yeah, correct.
That sounds ethnic.
Genuine Italian, yeah. But then, like, there's breeds within that, isn't there? Yeah, there's Hawaiian from Pizza Hut. Would you say that is that's not a woke food to me? Let's go on.
You sure you don't have any other thoughts on?
She gave you her head prefect look, though. I'd be quite frightened.
I'm trying. Please don't.
Okay, well, look, we will move just slightly global, away from school lunches and Auckland transport and the state of the health system. And we will talk about Kamala, who was unfortunately not brat enough to become the President of the United States. And so this guy is, again... Oh, yeah, all right. Either of you, will things be different?
I've just remembered another loser. Sorry, it's not the time, but I'll just say it. Brian Tamaki, because I was driving to Hamilton and I saw his convoy of morons with their Make New Zealand Great Again signs. I'm just like, haven't we suffered enough? Anyway, back to that. It was related.
Yeah. It is definitely related. Either of you, will things be different this time round?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean...
In what way? Do you mean the Trump presidency?
Yeah.
Oh, no, much the same. Maybe a bit more sort of autocratic. Maybe a bit more end of democracy-ish, I guess. Much
I think
the same.
Kamala was really let down by Biden. You know, that like him, like lingering, or being there at all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the giving up thing, isn't it? People sort of resign.
He should have given up.
Last
He should have given up earlier.
Last time there was a real just like, we're going to subscribe to the Washington Post, and now we're just like, oh God, it's over.
Yeah, I think there's a real vibe of nihilism about at the moment.
When was enshittification first?
2024.
No, I'm going to send you a link.
Coined in 2022.
Alrighty, so we're nearly kind of at the end of the year politically, unbelievably, maybe too long in this space, but we've sort of, I guess, ended the year kind of as we started, so I just wanted to ask you about the hikoi.
Oh, finally.
And yes, the more recent event that you can remember and comment on. And I wanted to ask both of you what you think the hikoi will change about politics in New Zealand, if anything.
It's cool because it is a social media generation organised hikoi. So like we're all familiar with marches, and that's like a backbone of our collective history, but the way that it was organised, the participation from non-Māori and the kind of peaceful protest element of it, I think was really impressive, and equally I think the changes to our journalistic landscape in the sense that they're not as racist as they used to be meant the coverage was fair-ish. And so we got to see a really, I think, optimistic perspective on, like it was a protest, right? So it was, you have negative connotations, but actually I think it showed what a unified New Zealand actually looks like.
Yeah, there is that, isn't there? And I think about Anna Rawhiti-Connell's recent interview with John Campbell, where she again said to older Pākehā people, there's nothing to fear. We have this, we can be one nation, or we can be together. And so maybe there is an element of that, an element of destigmatisation that has come out of that protest because it was so positive. There's probably a calcification of support for ACT, which in opposition to it, and there's probably also seemingly a rise in support for Te Pāti Māori. The other things that I think might change, well, the haka was not part of the hikoi, but around the Treaty Principles Bill. That might change how we do politics and behave in Parliament in this country. I think it might put pressure on them to be less sort of buttoned up and tied undies kind of Pākehā as an institution, and allow more Māori culture into that space, which I think
that
is
was
a
really
wonderful-
interesting because what Jerry Brownlee said, and when he censured the 4 Māori MPs who participated, was that he wasn't making any comment on the place of tikanga in the House. He just found their conduct disorderly as per, the Speaker's remit. So that's interesting in itself. I think Seymour's calculated, disingenuous characterisation of the haka as disrespectful, and he fucking knows what that was about, and that it was entirely appropriate from a tikanga perspective for that to be an act of protest in the House that's, the treaty is our founding document no matter what he's up to at the moment. Was really interesting. So I think the nice thing about a crisis is that it does force everyone to, pin their colours to their chest and actually stand for something. So, like it is the end of times or whatever, but at least there's something to fight against, something concrete. Whereas I think often in the past, for the left-leaning among us, nobody here, you can expect Labor to come and save us, but that's actually the state has never been capable of that. The managing the state, particularly for Indigenous people, is about damage control and making sure that they don't fuck things up any more that they have. And so this is a really clear enemy for us to unite against.
Just a quick yes/no here, which is, will Christopher Luxon do Q&A again?
Once. Yes.
Once
One
more.
per year, I reckon.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't even know I'd done it at all.
Great. And then I just I chucked this one up because it just felt relevant to this particular juncture. We're going to move into some pop culture stuff. So a real quick, I actually probably could have done this entire bit as a riff on We Didn't Start the Fire, but News Hub's closure kick-started a truly terrible year for media. Chris Warner got a beard. There was an Aurora. RNZ played songs with Bussy and Motherfucker in them. Unrelated or maybe related, it's been a year of horny pop. The Olympics were satanic, according to the inscrutable Catholic Church and reliable online commentators on X. Mad Chapman took photos of her TV for an important sports investigation. And then Rachel Reagan did very bad breakdancing and went viral. We, the Spinoff, had a birthday and ranked everything. Taika flogged body scans on Instagram. We ranked a lot of TV and crowned Robin Malcolm Queen of the World. I personally spent far too long holding space for the Wicked press tour.
Just give me your hand.
Hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got you.
I hope 7 or 8 people in the audience get that reference. And surprise, surprise, we ranked more shit. Firstly, Ray Gun. I have a T-shirt with Ray Gun on it, so I'm just letting you know that in advance of this question. A hero or a villain of 2024?
No, I think she sucks.
She's an absolute villain. You're an outlier and a contrarian.
You're into Reagan. You're a Reagan stan.
Look, I'm going to be honest and say I was for quite a long time, but I also wrote what I think was quite a smart piece about her rise and fall. So I spent quite a lot of time thinking about her. She recently got her lawyers onto a comedian in Sydney who was trying to stage Ray Gun the musical and got that shut down. So I have to say despite being a proud owner of a Ray Gun T-shirt, I'm just going to tell people I own that ironically now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be with you in the villain camp.
And look, if she lived here, she'd live on the shore.
Yeah.
Your
that's probably true.
favourite new pop star of this year?
New.
Well, of the genre that Duncan Grieve wrote so beautifully about.
Maybe Chappelle Roan, because I really like that Good Luck Babe song.
Oh God, it's so hard to like a good song.
You will not find my face next to a thing with the word horny.
He's right though.
Duncan is brave.
Russell Brown would do it. He would write about horny musicians.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
He would.
Favourite pop star this year?
Yeah, so obviously Kendrick.
But he's not new. She said new.
No, the question to me was different. to listen. Yeah, so the Pop Out concert this year was fucking incredible, and then he just dropped another album, and it's a spiritual experience.
Yeah, that was your walk-on music, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it's slaying your enemies. And now Drake is taking a legal case, claiming that their shared music company over promoted, not like us, which is the weakest thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that, but I was following.
Just glazed over. I mean, Billy Joel, right? Yeah.
Or watching Wicked press tour videos. Biggest pop culture moment for you, Hayden?
Oh well, I was very passionate about Brat Summer. I really went full in on Brat.
Do you think you're Brat?
Oh yes.
What is that?
Can you explain Brat to Emma, please?
Yeah, sure. So if you think about me, it's sort of like that, really.
Can I just get a little vote in the audience on that? How many people would describe Hayden Donnell as Brat?
Thank you so much.
How many people wouldn't? Okay.
Chaos,
Someone tell me what it is.
It's like embracing the chaos or something. Look, I wasn't Brat. I have to admit, I wasn't also hot girl summer. Maybe Mooding. Fuck that little thing.
I'm gonna have to Google this shit.
I hate Mooding.
What?
It was
you
everywhere.
hate Mooding, the hippo?
Yes.
What is
Cut it
Brat?
up and make it meat. Mooding.
Someone who is confidently rebellious, unapologetically bold, and playfully defiant.
Yeah, a little bit naughty like me.
Especially in that headband.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Wow, that's a real win for you tonight, Hayden.
It's a medical diagnosis.
Yeah, it's a medical diagnosis. Diagnosis Brat.
There's a DSM criteria for that shit.
But Mooding is because it's horrible.
I don't want to know what that is.
Have you got a pop culture moment?
I told you it's the Kendrick Pop Out concert.
Oh right. Oh
incredible.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
You haven't
you
seen
merged
it.
your favourite pop star and your biggest
Yeah.
pop culture moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably enough for you to have in your brain around this particular area.
Correct.
Right. So I just want to ask both of you, what are you going to be holding space for in 2025, Hayden? We've already said we're going to hold space for the North Shore.
And I will continue to hold space for the North Shore. I think on the theme of this year, I'm going to hold space for improvements in nautical autopilot systems. Because they caused a lot of problems this year, but I really believe in them. That there's got to be improvement. Everyone can bounce back.
Emma, what are you going to be holding space for
you, babe,
in 2025? Just me? Oh, it's beautiful.
You know what I won't be holding space for? Gen X. That generation sucks.
I am of that generation.
I didn't get to say this. It's in my notes. You carry on.
How old are you? I thought you were Gen X.
I'm elder millennial.
You just back the truck up on Brat big time.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
I know, they never get... Everyone's like, oh, well, the youth, the Gen Z, they're being radicalised by Andrew Tate. And sure, that's a concern, that they're being radicalised by sex trafficking misogynists. But Gen X and all of the polls, they're way more fascist than anyone.
You're
and
Gen
they
X,
always
eh?
escape under the radar. Little rat people just, getting out of there, getting out scot-free. But Gen X, they should be targeted for abuse and condemnation.
Am I a millennial? I think I'm a millennial.
Yes, you're millennial. Yeah. Yes, apparently you're both millennial, which is a
39.
real mistake on my part in terms of getting you up here
What's
for
your
the
star
night.
sign?
Gemini. I hate that response. I never like saying I'm a Gemini. Everyone's just like, oh, well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't get it.
No,
I'm
don't
actually a huge fan of Geminis, but I just did that to piss you off.
We're going to move into a segment called Wait, That Happened This Year. I want you both to give me one thing that you think has been seriously overlooked or forgotten this year, as a story or just as something you're genuinely passionate about. I mean, Hayden, you're obviously very passionate about hating on Gen X.
That was
but
my
I feel
one,
like that's
actually,
had quite a lot of coverage.
Gen X. how bad Gen X is? I think that it needs to get far more attention than it does. Wait, that happened this year? Glasgow Oompa Loompas? That was this year. That's sad Oompa Loompa. That happened this year. It feels like something that happened in the mythical eons past. But
It did get quite a lot of coverage, though. I wouldn't say it was overlooked. Do you think we should still be talking about it?
Honestly, you did not give me enough preparation to talk about. No, that's it, though. The Glasgow Oompa Loompa, I'd say. That would be my... I mean, it wasn't overlooked, but I just can't... If we're talking about wait, that happened this year, that's one thing that I just can't believe happened this year. It just feels
No,
like
I mean, that's
something
fair. That actually, you could read that. That's my fault. That's an ambiguous question. Emma?
Well, that was actually my reaction to everything you've put up so far. Oh, that happened this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not reviewing me, it's reviewing the year.
One thing that I can't believe happened this year is that Enshittification got Word of the Year.
And that didn't get enough coverage, according to Emma.
No, yeah. New to me.
Okay, on to the crystal ball gazing section. Which, look, this is, we're going to have a lot more of this on the spin-off in the coming weeks, but I want one ridiculous prediction and one serious prediction from you both for next year. Oh, they're looking at each other. That's not a good sign.
You go. I think Wayne Brown's going to win in a landslide. It's going to be Mayor Wayne II. It's going to be my prediction for 2025. That's my serious one. My ridiculous one is that I will get one thing into Te Papa. It doesn't matter at this point, honestly.
He doesn't care. Maybe those glasses.
The media industry will flourish.
Yes, great. Nice. I like that. Thank you.
Ridiculous. The spin-off will survive. Sorry, I just said gallows.
Oh, yeah.
Stuck.
You have to sign up as members. Why? Actually, you already have. You're here.
Yeah. You can leave that one to me. That stuff to me. Emma.
Labor will appoint a new leader to contest the next election.
Is that your serious prediction?
Yeah, just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I don't really give a fuck. And I predict that you will achieve work-life balance.
Is that your serious or ridiculous?
So serious.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right.
And yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's very nice.
Holding space.
You're going to hold space for my work-life balance. Okay. That feels like a good place to end it before we reveal too much about each other. I would love you to join me in thanking my guests, Emma and Hayden, tonight. I would like to thank everybody at Q Theatre, especially Angus and Manu. I would like to thank Te Aihe Butler up in the booth, Tina Tiller, Isaiah Tua, and Ben Fagan. We have 2 more events in this series at Q Theatre next year. We will be doing a very special Galentine's Day event on February the 13th, where you can join Brindley Stent and Kura Forrester for a viewing party to celebrate the launch of their new series, Bryn and Koo's Singles Club, quite different things. And Toby Manhire will be here with Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas for a live recording of Gone by Lunchtime. Finally, thank you so much to all of you for coming and to all of you who support the spin-off. It has been a big year and a tough year, as Hayden already referenced, but our members and people like you turning up really keep us keeping on. Yeah, I'm going to throw stuff at them. So I'm going to put my mic down. I'm going to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I'm...
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spinoff member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
I'm going to say good night, and I'm going to throw a bunch of chocolate elves at you. So don't complain if they hit you in the head. I'm very sorry. Thank you so much for coming along. Have a great night.
the Spinoff Podcast Network.